somebody who's always been good or whatever.
The difference between poor and broke. Poor is a mentality. Broke is a condition.
I think it might be vice versa.
No. Poor. Somebody told me this once, and it stuck with me, that poor is a mentality and broke is a condition. You can be broke and not be poor.
Yeah, yes.
You can be poor and not be broke.
I guess.
He once told me that
Before she retired $1 a year, still didn't make $30,000.
couldn't walk.
Okay, because I wasn't saying the poor me, I wouldn't walk because of my upbringing. No, I'd walk my ass. I've been to the food pantry.
We've talked about this
nowadays that are getting shut down that people
couldn't walk.
That side of town has a huge
I just took it out.
Okay, I was gonna.
And businesses are getting torn down by the same thing like Jared and I were talking about. You know, you kind of gotta go with the flow or fucking die. And at the end of it all, you're selling yourself. A lot of them small. Yeah, you're right.
And then people want to bitch about being able to pay with EBT, you know. For
misunderstanding, but it wasn't a store. It was like, you know, and
you can't replant. You can't. Corn seed is a one-time thing. It's proprietary. You have to buy it like whatever company you want. Like, and it's extremely competitive. That's why, like, we've ever driven through the country, you see those signs that are hanging in the cornfield, and they'll have like a company's name on it.
No, I ain't never seen
And it's usually like it sounds all engineering-y and everything. Replant corn. About this, and I'm still doing all kinds of reading and watching and stuff on this on this subject. But for a long time, I've talked about cycle here. The foreign powers that became not afraid of us again because they realized hold on.
And generations it takes for them to get to the point where America, and this shit happens, didn't try to hit to see if you can do it. No, you just don't get hit. You don't get hit. You learn that fucking bullet will fuck you up, and don't take it. Don't play with it. I mean, some people do play with it. They make it, and some people get fucking bullets in the head.
I did not follow you.
Fucking bottle over there.
You know, things, you know,
Dude,
aura
our
of it
kids
is still
went
the same.
from
But wait a second.
us drinking pond water to fucking kids being afraid to fucking
Okay, but
go outside.
that's not exactly the. But what I'm saying is then also not only those two things that are similar throughout our history. They've changed, but the overall these motivational guys, and especially what I've seen as I had all my years in the car business, a lot of that stuff came from different sales seminars, and there's different sales programs.
Right. It's
all the stuff is literally the same, but what happened was the information contained, like, it got outdated as technology changed, as people changed, as vehicles changed, as things changed, and we learned different things. Then somebody came along and took the exact same thing, but just modernized it to the change.
Well, see, I'm not even talking about that aspect of it, because you're right. That becomes generic. You know, all you have to do is change, like, say one day it's a fucking
Paul Cummings and Grant Cardone. If you break it down to the actual
mask, you know, just like we were listening to yesterday. You know, you're absolutely right. They change. So I'm looking at that more as the secondary or whatever about it. I'm more looking at it as the hype, the motivation, I don't want to say the good side of it, but pretty much them parts. Because if you look into Hitler's regime or the Nazi, there wasn't all bad shit. There was a lot of bad shit. There's a lot of good shit that he did for his people, and
that's how he got to where he got to be at.
Exactly.
The infrastructure he
you know, now if I take that game plan or whatever and I applied it to something else, it works. It fucking works. You know, this dude used it for bad shit, but that don't mean I am. You know, if you show me a shortcut somewhere, and somebody fucking used that shortcut to fucking, you know, do some dumb shit, well, that don't mean I'm doing dumb shit. That don't mean shortcut's bad. Don't call it a dope route because one dude got caught fucking smoking a blunt there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I try to make a basic analogy.
It was good work, Marco. Good work.
Compared to Hitler to a blunt.
Well, no. When and they all know, when I do my research, I pretty much work against myself. I'm a Trump supporter. So in the beginning, everybody said Trump was a Nazi. Trump, did this and that. And when I looked into some of the political tactics, not the fucked up shit that we all fucking hear in the history books or whatever, like the real deal, like shit that was done, I found out like
the tactical side of it, basically.
Like, fuck,
you looked at it from
Trump is fucking doing the same shit. But
there are a ton of nationalistic tendencies in a lot of his stuff.
Right.
Now, I don't also like I said, I wasn't comparing the men in my scenario.
No,
I was comparing the system.
Yeah, the system.
And both sides are guilty of it.
Yeah.
Also, though, like you just said, with those dictators and those things, how they there were a lot of good things they did do. It's the same thing with like some of these policies that everybody's so afraid of. Like, I'll be completely honest with you. Because times have changed, and I agree with you, I don't think healthcare is necessarily a right, but I think there's a pretty easy way to tackle the situation. And if we have to make concessions somewhere, why not make concessions as we make changes? Why not make concessions that actually benefit the population? And I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I'm not flopping.
As a good people, we should take care of each other, but we should never be force anybody else to take care of us.
Right, but I wasn't getting into a debate on that whole thing. What I was saying about that was, though, even if you go that route, that one thing right there does not make a socialist country, nor will it be.
No, there's a lot more.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's an adaptation that can be made while still, some things are really extreme. Other things are like
to the disease.
Because times have changed, because things have changed, and because things have been manipulated for years. Until the balance is reset, I don't think there's many things that money can come away from, that there doesn't need to be an increase in taxes. Let's put it that way.
Bad thing is, and
so it's doable. It's doable on a level. It's doable on a level that can satisfy anybody who can rationalize and use some common sense. That's not just an extremist on the issue.
The problem is, and this is what. Well, no, I've agreed.
Because if they go without insurance, you're going to end up paying for it anyways.
The only way this is ever going to be reset or done the right way, at least for a while again, is. If everything goes your way, dude, and that fucking sucks. We have to get rid of every piece of the government. We have to get rid of all that shit and start from scratch.
We can't just hit a reset, bro. There needs to be
there has to be a total fucking wipe and
no. You've got to do
the whole issue, dude.
I have. That's why I've gravitated away from such an. I've thought about the entire issue. That's why I've gravitated away from such an extreme viewpoint.
Done all at once.
That's what I'm just.
No, you got to be. You're right. It has to be weaned. I always say that you can't just fucking if you don't have a plan for it, then you can't fucking do it.
You can't cut a program without. You can't cut a program without giving the people the means and which includes the right amount of time to be able for that program to not exist anymore.
Right.
You can't just.
I don't like Obamacare, but if you ain't got something better or something to fucking go to after, shut the fuck up, do your fucking homework, and leave this shit the fuck alone. Yeah, it's kind of shitty, but we ain't got nothing else. You ain't got no ideas.
Right, you can't
shut
just
the fuck up.
You can't just shut it down and not have anything.
Right. You can't do that. So what? I don't fucking like it. A lot of people
do it to grocery stores, though.
Shit, and if you don't fucking figure out something better, then shut the fuck up. Hey, this is shitty, but there's nothing better. So hey. What the fuck else? But yeah, I think there needs to be a total. There got to be a total reset. Shit have to be right.
There has to be a reformation, not a reset, because a reset is that means you push the button and you start over from scratch.
Right.
And but that's what we're saying we can't have until there's something better. So there needs to be like a reformation. You need to start
to make everybody happy, because you have to look at it from all aspects. You know, you're looking at it from our aspect here. I'm looking at it from all aspects. You got these people out here, especially the younger generations, that are looking at America as a country that was founded by slave owners that didn't give a fuck about anybody but the white people. That all this, okay, yeah, that might have been it, but we have evolved. We aren't like that anymore.
Go look. Seriously, go look at. Seriously though, go look at history and go look at as every time man expanded.
Yeah.
And I am not sympathizing with slavery, but the slavery that happened here in the United States existed for a much shorter period of time than almost any other
That's brutal.
Birth of a country, through expansion of territory, through the cycle of that society.
Our
Slavery
got
lasted
houses.
longer.
Our slaves got clothes. Some
And
of
I'm
our slaves got to learn.
again. I am not
Exactly.
making
We're
light
not making
of anything,
it, you know,
but you have to look.
slavery was bad,
You gotta
but
fucking look
fuck.
at all of history. Fuck, man. And
America treated their slaves 1,000
Guess
times
what?
better than anywhere in the country or in the world, anywhere. You know, the Irish slaves were treated like shit.
I got way too many things and way too many
Egyptian
files to
slaves
pull
were
up. I
treated
can't
like
get
shit.
into
The
all this
African
tonight.
slaves, the slaves in America, they went from Puerto Rico, the paradise, to America, where they still had to pick cotton. You know, if you fucked up, you still got whipped. A couple of white guys might have fucked your kids, but you got houses, you got clothes. You weren't trying to fucking hunt fucking gazelle with zebras. You know, you weren't. They had doctors. They took care of their slaves. Some of them motherfuckers got to go in the house and learn to read. White folks didn't know how to read. Some of these black slaves did. There was black slaves driving cars before white people, because there was some white person that didn't want to drive a car. Fuck. I mean, no, slavery was not good. No, it's been there forever though. It's just been there. That is nothing. There will always be some kind of slavery. I mean, if you
when
look
the
at
next,
it as basic,
when the next, as this cycle continues, when the next, there's going to be some form of slavery again, some form.
Yep.
And it might not be at this point because of, how we have evolved since before. It might not be like.
I mean, we're
regulated to a certain. It might not be regulated to a certain, race or a certain ethnicity. It who knows how it's going to evolve, but it's going to as the next country goes to expand, which is going to happen.
Do
you know how many of these? Do you know how many?
Evolve.
Like,
Slavery
you know what?
does not evolve.
You know what blew my mind as I started digging deeper?
Clothes, but it never evolved. Slavery has always been slavery.
Sometimes it's hard to. You know what blew my mind as I was digging deeper on World War I and II and like side issues of it.
I forget which one, but did you figure or
All
find out like one of them started over a fucking card bet?
I mean, just even how recently in our history, 50 years ago, we still occupied territories. Like, we were still an occupying force in some way. Like, and people think that we should be so far removed from these, like, quote unquote barbaric, like.
See,
we were still colonizing, and so was England, and so was people were still colonizing.
We're a country.
Fucking 50 years ago.
If we take over some shit, we take over some shit.
I'm just saying, for as fucked up as things are,
that's why we.
Look at how much is.
Got so soft.
Look at how much has
Fuck
changed.
that. You want to keep talking shit? You want to fucking hold this oil over our head? We just whooped your ass. We're not gonna rebuild. If we do rebuild, this is America. This is America's litter box right here. You can live here. We'll be cool with you. But there ain't no more of that ninja shit. There ain't no more of your fucking killing your fucking, or acid on the pussy. Whatever the fuck them fucked up shit. No more Sharia. This is McAmerica over here in this litter box over here. If we gotta do that, if you push us to that point, then that's ours. There is no
Right, but you see, and that's why
be diplomatic. okay, we might have beat them,
That's
but
why
gotta
we have to
help
go
out.
over there and we have to do our business, and then we have to install a puppet regime, and it backfires over there.
Bullshit.
We've been doing that
We've been
forever,
doing
though,
that
and it's
forever,
always
yeah.
backfired on us.
No, we have to just say, fuck this shit. There's no puppet regime or whatever.
Oh.
You just lost. You lost.
But you
If
can't
we're in
do
a
that
football
anymore.
Game, if the Steelers get their ass whooped, they lost.
But then
if
you can't-
the Ravens lose, they lose. They lost.
But you
That's
can't
it.
do that anymore with countries. Then you're a
That's the
Stalin. Then
problem.
you're. I
Yeah,
agree.
we're
We're trying
become
to.
soft.
We are trying to deny the nature of mankind.
We don't start nothing, but we don't take that. That's the way it used to be, and it ain't like that no more. We went from okay, we ain't fucking with you, but you fuck with us, and we're gonna fuck you up, and we're gonna take your shit to, oh well, you fucked with them, so I guess we could bomb you out, but we'll rebuild you and give it back to you. You can talk shit about us, but we'll keep dumping money into your ass, and that's the way it's been fucking forever, and it's gotten worse.
Since Hiroshima.
Oh, we bombed you guys, even though you guys were fucking us up everywhere. Oh, who knows what the fuck kind of tortures you guys put our PNWs through. But
Horrific.
so I mean,
But where the problem,
there's no
where the
rules
problem.
in war,
That's
and that ended it, didn't it? That fucking ended it.
close.
That was my whole argument for Trump and his friendship with Putin. If I got the biggest gun,
People
and the
are
rest
not
of the
okay.
world fucking hates me, who am I gonna fucking make my best friend? The dude with the second biggest gun.
People are not okay with.
True shit.
If you got a 22 and you got a 22 and you got a 22 and he got an AK and I got a bazooka, guess who's my best friend?
For sure.
People just are not okay with civilian targets being attacked. And if you look at and just purely from a historical,
People in America
purely,
are okay with that.
you're right. Purely from a historical vantage point, because I have that background. If you look at the Bible and use that just from a historic, just like no, I'm not even talking spiritual here. Just like a historical text.
No, you're right. Bible's filled
Wars
with
wars
Wipe
back
it
in the
all out.
Old Testament, though, were to utterly, the way you won was to utterly destroy your opponent.
Yeah, you had to wipe maybe
Man,
kill
woman,
the
child, livestock, everything, kill every motherfucking
kill
goddamn
the
living,
women.
breathing fucking thing.
No, they didn't kill the livestock. They just the cloven.
In many
hooves
cases, they did.
ones. The cloven hooves ones.
No.
The ones that they
No.
thought were dirty.
No.
Like,
In the Old Testament, there were times where God told them to take no spoils at all, and that meant to kill
Oh,
even
yeah,
every
you're right
animal.
there.
Every animal. It didn't matter.
That's another thing you want to talk about your God. Joshua blew the horn of Jericho. They love singing that song. They wiped the whole people out. Your God said, take that land.
Complete genocide.
Not reform them. Not try to, turn them to the religion. Not try to fucking kill them all. Take that land and show us God said so.
Everybody. Every living, breathing fucking thing. Animals and everything. Kill them.
Maybe them fucking cactuses that you were eating on your journey through the desert fucking told you that shit, and those were innocent fucking people. With that, we're gonna take a break. We'll be back.
Wow.
is official mob business.
Cody.
we are back.
Yet again.
Alright, so I guess I thought I had an extra hour, but we've been on this motherfucker just going off for quite some time here.
Yeah. The 3 hours that we have.
Yeah, it's been a journey.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna pour some of this cheap vodka now. Like I done went from the $20 vodka to the $10 vodka to the $5 vodka now. Hey, but beggars can't be choosers, motherfucker.
That's right.
Apparently I had some there. So I guess, I wasn't even gonna touch on this, but since we've been touching on this, like just on break, I'm trying to figure out what the mindset of some fucking females are. Like,
there's your first mistake.
Yep. Trying to figure that shit out.
But I don't even know. Like, being a female,
I was gonna say, ask
listening
a female.
to the situation.
If she's honest, she'll tell you. She don't even know.
No, but seriously, like, listening to the situation and hearing how things have gone, like, there are certain things that I can go, oh, that's because of this, or that's because of that. But there's some serious...
And pulling no punches, and you've even admitted, that you're not innocent either.
Right? I don't think you're a fucking saint either. I'm not stupid. I love you. I know who you are.
Just want to make sure it's fair.
But, like, there's just a level of fucked up. And when I say that, like, that's huge, because I'm pretty damn fucked up. Like, as far as females go. But there's a level here that I don't get.
As I got older, I did notice that when you're this fucked up,
it's about getting honest.
You learn. You learn. After a while, the fucked upness, especially as you get as old as us,
right.
Back in our 20s, I'm fucked up. Fuck you. Fuck everybody else. I ain't fucked up. And then you're like, maybe I am fucked up, or maybe I don't give a fuck if I'm fucked up. And then you're like, maybe I don't want to be this fucked up. Why am I fucked up?
Right.
And then you just like come to terms with it. Yeah, I'm fucked up, but you ain't got to be an asshole about it. You ain't got to project that shit on other people. Figure out where shit went wrong, and don't when you start anew with your fucking kids, don't project that shit on them.
Right. Fix what you can, figure out what you can, and fucking...
And be ready to learn and adapt.
Every day's a new day.
I've been blamed for, like socially, like, oh, you shouldn't have did this with your kids, or you shouldn't have did that with your kids. You know what? I might have, smoked with my daughter when she was a teenager, and only because she was a straight A student. But, I didn't steer her towards other shit. I'm not, trying to justify anything, but, it's all in the way you're parenting and your love, honestly. And if you don't have that right kind of background, like, for instance, my ex, I see her parents. First of all, she was a product of somebody cheating on, one cheating on the other. I don't remember who did who. I ain't trying to put their business out there like that. But, she was a product of that. So you would have figured off rip, you'd have realized something. But from what I got from her the years that her and I were together, she was in this bubble for the longest time, like she had no clue. Like her dad lived at home. She didn't get it in her head, her dad was only around, a few hours every week here and there. She thought her dad lived there or whatever. So, and now, it went along the lines that dad left whoever he was married to, and the mom left whoever, and they got together. But the relationship that her parents have, like, I wouldn't have thought they were fucking married. They're more roommates than anything. I know, like, me and her dad were real close. We got cool. Because, like, apparently nobody treated him like a fucking man. It was always like somebody's fucking
Oh, you
dad.
mean the way that she treats you?
Kind of, But, you know, it was like this, and I told her, I was like, dude, you know, I'm not going to be like your parents are. You know, I don't like to sit in one room and watch a movie and have, you know, you in the other room. You know, come fucking sit your ass with me, whether you like the movie or not, you know, or I like the movie or not. I mean, that was just the way I was raised. You know, I didn't have that closeness of a family. That was just one thing you fucking did. You know, that was it. One TV in the house, we sat and we watched it, or we didn't watch shit. Talk. You know, if you don't fucking, you know, you got an issue with something I did or said, say something about it. Don't give me the cold shoulder. Don't give me this quiet treatment. Don't wait till 4 months fucking later and blow up about it. I didn't do something that you didn't like? Okay. Oh, well, you know, if it's a reasonable reason, or even if it's not, you're my old lady. You don't like it, I'll fucking stop doing it. Right then and there. Fucking say something about it. Don't fucking be quiet and fucking
Hey, I wore underwear when we went out last night.
So did I.
Because it's a reasonable request.
I don't wear underwear. I hardly wear socks.
Did you request him wear underwear?
He knows that it is my.
But I don't
didn't request
normally,
last night. I didn't
no.
say,
She didn't
hey,
like specifically
underwear.
request, but through knowing each other and knowing.
Is that a rule?
No.
Either way, did she initiate the underwear wearing because I want to thank her? I'm glad he was not commando.
No.
You know, my car was very hot. My new car, the heater is very good. I did not want to smell
I almost
sweat, so I thank you for that.
Listen. I almost always am commando. I don't wear underwear. I don't wear socks. I don't. But because we were going, because we were going out and we were going to a bar and stuff, and I know that in social settings, I know that would bother her, especially her not being there. Since I knew that, I did that for her.
I'd be uncomfortable too. That's all I need is this cocksucker.
I'm not wearing any right now.
Fucking legs spread, just sitting there next to me, and the fucking balls
Marco,
just hang out.
Every other time we've hung out.
Yeah, most of the time you're behind a table like this. Yesterday, you and I were sitting in chairs in this little fucking table like we were on a date in front of a fucking stage. And if your fucking sack would have fell out,
it would have really felt like a
that
date.
might have been funnier than what was going on the stage. You know, that would have might have.
I wear appropriate size clothes. That doesn't happen.
Oh, come on.
There may come a day where I have to change my underwear policy, but right now
Jared thinks he's a little bit
my balls aren't swinging like an 80-year-old man.
His pants are a little bit tighter than they need to be, and so is his shirt sometimes.
What the fuck's he rambling
I know a nut might fucking fly.
I've never had this issue.
All I know
Nobody's ever told you.
is I've said it before on the show where it's amazing what people get used to. And now at any point, and me being me, I'm not okay with the way things were, the way things have always been. Like, if it don't sit well with me, it fucks with me until we either change it or some shit hits the fan. Like, I'm not that person. So, but when I was younger, like, I was that person. I saw the way my mother and my father's relationship was.
Evolved, yeah.
Right? But I've changed since then. Now,
there's only so much of the same argument you can take. And I fucking hate that.
I don't understand a person who's stagnant, who's not evolving, who's not changing, who's not adapting to the times. Because everything.
I don't understand somebody who, instead of trying to fix a simple problem, would rather just start over.
Because starting over.
I'm sure I could get laid wherever. But starting over in my mid-40s...
Oh, that's exhausting.
Yeah.
I understand
that. Do that
but
again.
Here's the thing.
Nobody wants to do that at all.
Someone who doesn't want to fix something simple, then for them, it's not simple. Now...
But if you don't communicate about it, then how does anybody know if it's simple or complicated?
And I 100% agree with you on that. You have to communicate about it. But,
and
like...
most of the time, the complicated shit that is on that side of the table, to me, isn't very complicated. Like, there's been plenty of shit that she thought that would be a big issue or whatever, and I'm like,
Yeah.
That's what was bothering you? Well, fuck.
Right,
well,
because
just
you guys
stop,
had-
or what fucking,
Just say something.
Right.
It's not a big deal.
Well, 'cause you guys had
for
different
instance,
experiences.
I had another ex of mine. Like, now, mind you, her and I weren't together. We were still kind of talking. You know, I was single but owned. I had another ex friend request me. So I accepted it. Whatever, no big deal. I wasn't talking to her or anything. All hell fucking broke loose. And I didn't understand why. And then it came, well, you wouldn't understand why I would be mad that you let her be. No, I wouldn't. Because first of all, we're not technically together. And second of all, you can see the same thing that she can see because it's a public fucking Facebook. If you're that upset about it, I will take her off my Facebook. That's that easy. That easy. The argument is done in like not even 2 minutes. But
it
you
wasn't
held a
'cause you
grudge
didn't-
for a month.
The reason it wasn't done is because you didn't understand why she was upset about it.
Because she didn't tell me.
I
And
don't.
I asked.
Why would I want to do
Exactly.
the dishes? Honestly, it's one of the like chick flicks that I actually like was The Breakup.
No, I get that argument. Because you can see that shit going on. So
She
you
was
don't need
like,
to
I
communicate.
don't.
It's in your face.
She's
but
like,
this wasn't in
I
your face.
want you to want to do the dishes. She's like, I don't want you to do the dishes. I want you to want to do the dishes.
I want you to want to give me a blowjob.
Yeah.
You know, I've had a few of them girls, but I would say out of 10 girls, only 2 of them wanted to want to give me a
You can
blowjob.
absolutely tell the difference between one that is given and one that is wanted to be done.
Yes, you can. yes. You ever been starfish, motherfucker? Does anybody know what a starfish is?
Yes.
Yeah, it makes you feel like you're raping somebody. You know, that'll ruin a fucking hard-on with 12 Cialis. You know, there's rape fantasies and then there's like Kobe fantasies. You don't want that one. You don't want that one. The land, or not Kobe, I would say more Bill Cosby.
I was just getting ready to say
Yeah,
they
the
call that the Bill
Cosby.
Cosby.
You know, just wait. At least the Kobe girl bent over. You know, this is just. Yeah. And you're telling me you're getting off there? No, bitch. I've been. This ain't my first rodeo. Come on.
I don't know,
Same.
bro. I think on that one, that was extortion, and I think he
I'm feeling
absolutely
like it
slept
more
with
and
her.
more.
He even admitted to all that.
Yeah. I'm thinking more and more, but
but
it happens
because that shit does happen.
a lot, dude. I'm not gonna lie, and I don't know what made me think of this. Maybe the extortion thing. There is
Hey,
a midget hooker.
you got 5 minutes.
There's a midget. Well, I won't say hooker. Escort. Then I might have to throw $40 out, just because it's
40.
a bucket list.
40
But
water.
if I do, I'm gonna need. Well, I gotta ask Scotty first. Me and Scotty got this thing going on. If he does anything freaky, I gotta tape it.
Dude,
If I do,
bro,
he gotta
you'll
take
need
it.
more than one angle. So, man, if it's midget action, I gotta be
Oh,
there.
dude.
Film it.
Oh my god. And she's the right proportion midget. She's the right proportion midget. I might even risk an STD for this. Midget. The only thing that could have made this better is if she was Amish or Asian. But you know how hard it is to find one with the right jaw? Like, they don't have that fucking big fucking huge Lego jaw, like,
Right.
or the arms that like just are not proportional right. There's like a fucking hand where the fucking
the cute
elbow
midgets.
should be.
He's talking one of the cute midgets.
Yeah. Oh, dude, and it's like now it's within 30 miles. 30 miles.
You don't even gotta buy a plane ticket.
Fuck no.
That's cheap.
So, if I actually pull this off, I'm still kind of debating it. You know, I'm sure I might have to throw her extra 20 to have you guys tape it, but it makes it legal. You know, she's not a prostitute; she's a fucking actress.
There's actually like paperwork and shit, but it's really easy to.
Yeah, we can make a waiver. You know, we all got laptops.
You want me to? You want it printed by the time you leave?
And honestly, do you know what the biggest or like most popular type of like way for porn to be shot, the most like viewed is like that
stuff.
pickup cell phone filmed kind of like big companies.
You don't know how many times I'm rolling out.
Big companies make stuff like that, like also like to look that way too.
You can't pay for your groceries. I'll pay for your groceries, but you gotta fuck my boy. And then you see the dude sitting there while this fucking like 7 fucking foot like huge cock motherfucker like split your old lady in half, and he's sitting there like, fucking, I got me some cereal for this.
Frosted Flakes at that.
I just ruined my pussy for some generic fucking.
We got
Frosted
dude.
Flakes and
That's it,
granola
man.
bars.
Like
Didn't even
Pornhub,
get
and we'll
Lucky
take
Charms.
off. It's like, just we'll have a series. It's like a ride with Marco in the short bus, and we'll just convert the inside of a short bus to like a fuck shack.
No, they already do some shit like that. It's called
Yeah,
the
but
bus.
you just do something different, dude. I saw this van driving around that had all this, all these religious quotes and sayings and stuff about Jesus and, you know, born again. And then they had
He's a serial killer.
a fake taxi sticker, like on the bottom of the back glass. And I was like, they must have seen that at like a flea market or something and have no idea what fake taxi is.
Dude, I got a Uber fucking sign, like one of them glow Uber signs from Ben Voyage for like 50 cents. I left
Right,
it
but they had
in-
a porn. They had a like a.
Well, see, I gave it to my son. I was like, look, if you ever end up in a situation where you're in a bad neighborhood or it's too late, you put that in your window. Cops won't fucking bother you. Take your ass fucking home. You're an Uber or I got a Lyft one too.
How much were that motherfuckers?
50 cents.
Put my man on it. He's
Ben
like,
Voyage. Dude,
I wonder how much would be like online though. They got to be pretty cheap. You got to be able to find them pretty cheap. Maybe not 50 cents cheap, but like
I think it's
cheap
actually kind
enough.
of a corporate thing. But Ben Voyage, they take like the scraps or whatever, or like
Right.
something that fell off.
they
or
take a
something.
shitload of Amazon returns.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, it and it glows. You plug that motherfucker in.
I know. I've seen it. You ran it before in the Explorer.
Hell yeah, the Lyft one
I
is a
should
little
get
square
one.
thing. You can recharge it, but the Uber thing is actually an LED. You plug it into your lighter. But yeah, hey, I mean, you know, you work the system. That's
Gots
another.
to.
That's another thing that I hear about these whiny fuckers. You know what? Learn how to get off your ass. Don't just sit there. Everybody works the system. Don't whine about this person working the system. You find your loophole. Everybody's making their way. Don't knock the fucking hustle. If you do, you're a fucking hater. There's plenty of people out here doing their thing, right or wrong. You don't fucking bitching about me. I ain't bitching about you. The only fucking thing I bitch about is like, I guess the immigration thing. You come here legally, I don't care. You come here illegally, fuck you. I don't give a fuck how good a person you are or whatever. And, to me, it's not so much as a legal thing. There's a lot of people out there, a lot of good, real deal people who have spent years and have spent their lifetime to do this the right way, to get them and their family in. And you're just going to come in because, hey, oh, somebody got killed in my neighborhood and it's bad and I'm a refugee and I seek asylum. No. You fucking asshole. But in the same respect, I don't knock the people, especially like the Arabs, because the Arabs are known for this shit. You get you a business and you get you a tax cut, and then you can bring your family in on that whole, you could bring one person in type shit, and then they get to run your business, and then you get another tax. It's a loophole. We all know that, but I don't knock the hustle. They figured it the fuck out.
Right, that's what I was just about to say. I got no hate for it because they're still doing it legally. So like,
Yeah, I don't knock the
You
hustle.
make the rules.
But
We
don't
gotta find
hate
a way
on
to
nobody.
play.
You know?
I don't. We gotta play the game within the rules.
Yeah, we got these people out here who are hating on people just because they're too fucking lazy or stupid to fucking, go about their shit. I got a buddy of mine. He's broke as fuck. And he has custody of his daughter. Doesn't have any kind of, he's doing it on his own. Dude, go down to welfare. Oh, I did go down to welfare. They denied me because they said I made too much doing this or that. Okay. Well, there's ways around that. Sorry, I know this ain't the right thing to be saying to people, but I grew up in this shit. There are ways around that shit. You are a single parent. You could have rolled in on a Cadillac with fucking the newest iPhone and got paid. You are just not filling out the right shit.
No, he got the wrong fucking person sitting in front of him. Is exactly what the fuck happened.
Yep.
You'll get, and I'm not gonna lie, and this is not racist. This is reality that I've seen. If you're black, you will get it quicker. If you're a minority, you will get it quicker. I've seen more of my white friends have to struggle to try to get some help through welfare than any of my black friends or my family because they're fucking Hispanic.
Female or male?
Oh, that's another thing too.
Yep.
That is total another thing.
All right, we gotta get out of here, Margo.
We out? All right, so with that, we're going to say goodnight. Shout out to all our new listeners and followers. Shout out to the Eargasm guys. Shout out, you know what? I don't even know if I feel like shit. This is my daughter's fucking business. 2 of them, and I don't know if I got it right. But secretsisters.com. They make all kind of necklaces or whatever. The Eargasm guys, Don Cody, Jesse Calhoun. Just take your asses over to the Upside Down Studios Facebook page.
Yep.
Like and subscribe and check out all the local cats there. And we fuck it out. Check out Scotty on Friday.
Check out Upside Down Studio on Instagram. What the Fuck Wednesday on Instagram. Metal Mondays up on Instagram. Full Album Friday is coming up. We'll have a page up shortly. You can find Hiding in the Basement podcast is a new one up too. Plus, you can find me at The Real Jared Rogers.
All right, y'all,
Okay.
we're out.
We out.